Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday.
How's it going, everybody?
Open Gym with Jimmy and Steve with special guest Marco Alejandro. It's not his real name, but hey, we'll call him.
Last name is Dapkey. For everyone that is wondering or is going crazy, it's Dapkey. Alejandro is just my.
A lot of mysteries. A lot of mysteries surrounding Marco. So, anyway, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
We haven't figured out. We're having a technical problem with our jingle with the Jimmy and Steve song. I think we should sing it anyway. Ready?
Ready?
Right.
3, 2, 1.
Jimmy and Steve. Jimmy and Steve. It's Open Gym with Jimmy and Steve. All right. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you.
I do have some exciting news for next week.
What's going on next week?
We're gonna have some technical upgrades for the Open Gym show. So I don't want to give it away, but next week it'll be pretty exciting. All right, so we got some announcements to kick things off. Obviously, our anniversary party is this Saturday. We're going to start with a workout at 10 a.m. Should be done
group workout
under the hour, and then 11 o'clock the festivities begin. Right?
Harder workout?
Yeah, what's it going to be?
Team workout.
Team workout.
Team workout.
Okay.
How many do you think? We're going to have 60? 60?
Nah,
60
we'll have more than that.
All right, I hope we have more than that.
Shoot for 100.
I'd like to see
Open
everybody.
Gym Live. We're shooting for 100.
Shooting for 100, okay.
Give a thumbs up on this one, guys. Make sure you share this on Facebook and get it out there. Share it. Like it.
Panda Mug.
Love it.
Panda Mug. Thanks to the 930 hashtag Panda Squad.
And I've got my North Face mug thanks
Panda
to
mug.
Bill Brown and the Trail Creek Outfitters supplying the North Face shorts that I'm wearing here today.
They sponsor the Open Gym Live show, by the way.
They're sponsored by also Full Circle Group. Yep. All right, so getting back to the party, so it starts at 10, 11 o'clock, the festivities begin. We're providing some crabs, right? Jenny, I think, usually gets some crabs.
Yeah, she'll get the crabs.
She loves crabs.
The pig has been ordered.
The pig has been ordered.
Sacrificed itself.
Oh, the pig.
No. Yeah, I heard the pig was like, it had its organ donor card. Mm-hmm. So none of the pig is going to waste.
Yep. The whole pig will be here.
A lot of people were asking me this week about side dishes. Side dishes are welcome. We love when other people bring side dishes because I don't think we're providing side dishes.
I think there's going to be some rolls.
There'll be some rolls, all right? So if you could bring side dishes, that would be great.
So some things that would be good to bring, some side salads.
Greens, salads, fruits.
Fruit salad.
Dessert or two, never hurt.
Love a nice dessert.
Debbie, don't forget your peanut butter balls.
Peanut butter balls. Debbie Galena, shout out to Deb.
She's in charge of that. She knows.
Peanut butter balls. All right, don't forget your balls, Deb. All right, bring your balls to the party. So I'll create a Facebook post right after this, and then we can get on there and communicate about what side dishes we're bringing because we don't want any duplicates or anything like that. So we have a new, one more announcement, the New You Challenge. Okay, so we're in our second week of interviews.
Second week of interviews.
We got one more week of interviews to go. If you know anybody who wants to jump in, if you're watching now and you want to jump in, hey, what's up? If you want to jump in, just send us a message so that we can get your spot. We can take care of it over the phone, too. Like,
take care of it right now.
Not right now, but soon.
The interview right
just
now.
Give us a call, send us a message.
Doing interviews right now.
Yeah, doing interviews right now. In fact, Marco's going to sign up for the New You Challenge. All right, so the New You Challenge, that takes care of that.
Speaking of that, Marco will be teaching some of the New You classes for the second time around. We'll be doing the 5 a.m.
5 a.m.
Bright and early.
I'm excited. I can't wait.
The 6 a.m.
Jim, this is our first in-studio guest. We have a live studio audience today.
Oh, we do. We actually are selling tickets now to Open Gym Live.
It's amazing. We have one person actually watching us do this.
It's an expensive ticket.
So getting back to what I was saying before you interrupted me.
Yes, sorry. Sorry about that.
Was Marco will be teaching the 5 a.m. classes. We're going to have 5 a.m. New You. So that's a new one because we usually do it at 6:30.
Last time I think everybody was asking like, if you could only do a 5 a.m.
So now we're doing a 5 a.m.
So I'm emailing all those people today, Jim, that wanted 5 a.m. Man, they better come through.
Better commit. So it's going to be a 12 noon and 6:30 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So again, if you know anyone that is interested in doing CrossFit or doing the challenge, have them contact us either on here, Facebook message, email, phone.
Smoke
Lots
signals.
Of ways. Lots of different ways.
What? Send a crow, like in Game of Thrones. Send a crow.
Yep.
We have trained crow retrievers.
Love it.
Was it a crow?
Isn't it a crow?
It is a crow. No, a raven. It's a raven. It's a raven.
What's the difference between a crow and a raven?
Raven,
they use a
raven
raven.
sees all.
They use a raven.
Third eye.
Isn't a raven a crow? It's a fancy name because crow is like, it's like a flying
If anyone
rat.
knows the difference,
Comment if you know the
Comment
difference
on there,
between a raven
If
and
anybody
a crow.
knows the difference between a crow and a raven, how about our studio guest audience member? Do you know the difference between a crow and a raven? Why don't you Google it? See if we can come up with something. All right, cool. All right, so anyway, that takes care of most of the housekeeping. Everybody's loving all the bathrooms, Jim. There's so many toilets we don't even know what to do
They are
with.
sharp.
you know,
They are
there's
sharp.
been a few situations now where there's been no wait.
No waiting.
No
People are
waiting.
like, they're about to wait because they're so used to waiting.
I
Then go,
actually stood in line.
wait a minute.
And all three were open.
And all three were open. We're like looking at the one door because it's closed. Hey, what about the other two? Oh, they work? Oh. All right. So if you didn't know, all toilets are in working order.
And to further that point,
Uh-oh.
no one has stuck anything down the toilet.
Oh,
God.
thank God.
Now you
that
jinxed us.
shouldn't go down the
You
toilet.
should have never said it.
So no Legos,
No Legos, no
no
small animals.
barbells. Everything's been good. People have
None of the
been
Olympic weightlifters didn't
very
like
adult.
stuff a knee sleeve down there.
No knee
Not even
sleeves,
a knee
no
sleeve.
wrist straps.
Some people should.
just stick Pete's knee sleeves down.
Whoa! Did you just call Pete out live?
He
We love-
knows.
we love-
He knows.
All right. Whoa. All right. So we got a new segment this week. It's called "It Happened Here."
It happened right here.
So
in
Jimmy,
this gym.
tell us what
Yeah.
happened here.
Well, there's been a couple PRs this week and last week. Now, I don't have everybody's PR from classes, but I do have a couple to shout out just based on, it being on Facebook
Okay.
and
What
all
happened?
that stuff. So it happened here. Emmy Beebe,
Yeah.
she PR'd her back squat, 230.
What's up with that name?
BB.
Emmy
Kinda
Beebe.
sounds like
Double
a video
B.
game, doesn't
Emmy
it?
Beebe.
Emmy
Emmy
Double
Beebe.
B.
Emmy Beebe.
Emmy Beebe.
All right. She PR'd her back squat.
230.
I did see that video. It was legit too.
It is a legit squat.
Legit depth.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
1.5 body weight.
Yeah, I know. It's
Oh,
pretty
man.
good.
She's strong.
Yeah.
She's
awesome.
very strong. She
Nice
came
job.
into the gym kind of strong, but I
Job.
think she's done nothing but
Well,
get
she's
stronger.
fixed her squat. She had a lot of issues there with, she had like a lean or there was something with her hamstrings, but
All right. A little
she got that
compensation
figured
going
out.
on. That
Yeah,
happens a
got
lot.
that figured out. Super Doug Claney got a 225 front squat.
Man.
I was there.
Oh,
I was there.
You're
legit?
there. If Jimmy was there, it's legit.
It was close.
This is
but
Jimmy
it
on
was
the
just
spot.
there.
Okay, as long as I
was
believe
there.
you. You put a laser level on it?
Laser level and everything.
All right.
Yeah,
Jim, do you think we should need a laser level?
I think so.
Okay.
We need one.
All right, might need to get one. I think my point is we shouldn't need a laser level. You should just be able to know.
Well,
You should be able to
some
see
people
that
don't know.
stuff
That's why we're here.
from across the street and see it's legit.
That's why we're here.
All right, but I know he's been working really hard on his squats
Yep.
too. So
There you
he's,
go. Nice
he's,
job, Doug.
he knows what he's doing.
Way to
Anybody
go.
else?
Good stuff. I know Selena hit a back squat PR, I believe. I'm not sure
Nice.
what it was, so
All right,
I
congratulations
heard
to
from the
her.
grapevine
Who
there was
else?
something there.
Nice.
The other week,
Awesome.
Jay from the 6 a.m., he got his first bar muscle up.
Ah,
6
I saw
a.m.
that. I was
That was
actually
good.
here for
Just
that.
flying up the bars left and right.
Yep, a lot of bar muscle ups going down.
You know what? I had a couple people today that did some, finally got some double unders today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, with the little trick I was showing them. So
What was the
I
trick?
think that's an important type of PR people look at.
Yeah.
You always look
It's
at
not
the
always
weights,
about the
and the
weights.
skills. It's the little things that make a difference.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, if you're struggling with double unders, man, that'll shoot you right through on a. All of a sudden, you can start doing more in your workout. You're not sitting there getting frustrated.
Double unders are one of the things that you just have to, when you get it, you get it. I remember when I was doing really bad at double unders, I felt like I was jumping like 5 feet in the air every time.
Yeah. Takes a little work.
Yep.
So, guys, if you got a PR and we didn't get to mention it, I know we used to have a brag board. And we kind of took that down because we have so much stuff going on. We need 2 whiteboards for class. If you got a PR, so we didn't get to. So if you got a PR, just how about you comment under here, under this post, and we can give you some shout outs.
It doesn't have to be weights, guys. It could be a movement PR. Like I felt better in this position.
Yeah,
Or
like,
it could
hey,
be like your squat's better, your stability's better overhead. Those are PRs. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Most people don't, think, stretching, it's not sexy. You never see anybody post like, oh, I was able to get an actual pigeon stretch today or get my knee down or
Yeah.
whatever. But I'll tell you what, like my client Paul, today we were working on some stretching. He had a hip replacement.
That's the 73-year-old guy.
That's the 73-year-old guy.
He's a legend.
We posted a picture up. He was dragging the yoke around the gym last week, and he's got really tight hips. So if he can get into a better position and feel a little better, then that's good stuff. All right, so it happened here. We'll see that every week. So if you're getting a PR or something like that, make sure
we'll try to bring that board back over so people can write their PRs on that.
I think it's a good idea.
So I think it's important that.
All right, Jim. I think we need to get to our guest, Marco.
Marco here. Everyone knows. Most people in the gym know Marco.
I don't know.
As Dr. Spicy.
I don't know.
He was been a coach here for a couple years now.
Yeah.
4 years.
3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
Long journey.
I remember. I wasn't here.
Oh my God!
I wasn't here the first actual day. I think
time.
Jim Winggerter,
One
of our owners, was teaching the 6 a.m. class. And
he rode his bike up.
I rode my bike.
This scrawny little kid comes in on his bike. Hey guys, can I do CrossFit?
Yeah, that's it. I walked down the stairs. I rode my bike to the 6 a.m. class. Walked down the stairs. I was probably 5 minutes late into the class. And as I'm walking down the stairs, Wingy's giving me this, death stare, what is this guy doing?
Who is this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't look unfit. I was young.
6 a.m. class.
I left.
Wingy was not going to turn him down. He rode his bike. Probably rained.
I rode from Westchester, so I rode from my dorm. So I was all warmed up, ready to go, and he's just, Wingy's the guy. He'd be like, you know what, come on in. And he had me snatching the trainer bar. I wanted to do the regular barbell. He had me doing the trainer bar with 75 pounds, and he wouldn't let me go heavier than 75 pounds because he wanted me to focus on my form, and that attracted me to CrossFit. I love that. And we did a workout. It was runs, ring push-ups, snatches, and then it was all uphill. It was all uphill from there.
I'm reading some of these comments. Doug Cleany's talking about how he has long femurs. They're longer than mine, Doug.
You're learning something.
That does make a difference.
Yeah.
It does.
Somebody said you got a PR in your bench press. Is that yesterday?
Oh yeah.
All right.
That was like a 3. That was the 8 rep max.
8 rep max.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
What'd you get? 5 pounds every week so far.
What'd you get?
235.
All right, not bad for 8 reps.
Not bad
I think
for an
people
old guy.
don't
Not bad for a little guy.
Ex-regionals athlete. I'm fine with
You're
it.
retired.
I'm retired. I'm done.
Washed up.
People don't understand how
visor.
their body types are going to move, and everyone's different, Doug, you got long femurs, man. You got to adapt the way your body's built, man.
Yeah. Good work to everybody, though.
Yeah.
As long as you stay consistent and work on your weaknesses.
That's all we care about.
That's all we care about.
All right, so
back in, you came into that 6 a.m. class. I think it was about a year later.
Right.
Or maybe a year and a half later, we approached you about an interest in coaching.
Well, this is what happened. So, by the way, if you guys want to know something, Steve Wakefus, Steve Wakefus did my on-ramp. I did 3 sessions.
And look at him.
3 sessions. Sensei right here.
Specimen.
So if you know anyone out there that wants to do CrossFit and you want to end up like Marco, ask Steve to do your on-ramp.
Do a 3-session on-ramp.
3-session on-ramp.
I can't wait for other people to chime in. Like, Steve did my on-ramp, and I'm,
Oh, my God. So that was great. Yeah. So, it was because we were training for regionals. We wanted to do a team.
We needed another guy, right?
It needed a guy, and and I didn't want to go home because I had to. It was going the summer, so I had to leave to go home to stay at home because I couldn't stay in Westchester.
And I remember I came to you,
and I said hey man, I don't know. He's like, and I was doing some back squats and all. Jimmy walked up to me and he goes, well, what do you think about coaching? I'm like, well, why not? And I don't know before or after I did my level 1. It was in in April. So I think I did it before. I did my level 1 before.
I don't remember that.
I didn't tell anybody, that's why. I just did my level 1. And you approached me and it was just going from there. I remember my first class I actually did, and I was just going over barbell snatches. Well, you had me do a little demo. You're like, hey, you want to, you would observe me do it. And I did a little barbell warm up, and then I was doing some observational stuff with the intro sessions that we did back then, with the baseline test, then demoing into some classes, assistant classes, and then it wasn't too long where you guys let me coach.
Yeah, let them set them free.
Yeah, and then I just
Well, I think you had a really pretty diverse background.
Athletic background.
Yeah, I mean,
you were athletic. You were a good mover.
Yeah, I had some coaching prior to that with strength conditioning for like high school football, and I'm aware of like it's not like when I was someone who came to your classes and I would observe
And you were going to
how
school
you
for
guys
that,
were
too.
teaching. Yeah, I was going to school, and so it was always something I wanted to get into. So I was just taking in as much as I can. So me coaching here was just as much as a learning experience in my development as as a job. I think I learned more coaching here for the past 3 years than the education I had at Westchester for the past 6 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
But I'm not saying that it wasn't good education at Westchester. I loved being in school, and it took a long
Just
time.
proves that school's pointless.
Just quit now.
Ah, man.
Anybody who's in college,
there's the basics you need to know of like being in a program like exercise science. Like every coach,
Now it gives you
a good baseline, anatomy,
but
physiology. But the experience, you can't beat
working
that.
hands-on with actual people
Yeah.
in real life situations.
And having an opportunity like it was here, because you guys are so diverse, and being a well-developed CrossFit gym that I think, which makes, if the members don't understand, you guys have this gym is an opportunity to grow, because not a lot of gyms have this type of space or equipment or anything really, coaching to begin with, to get better. So just because you guys had so many diverse people coming in and out, and I was working so many different intros with so many different people and coaching classes with a mixture of those people, it was, you learn on the fly, and you have to learn how to adapt to different people at one time and structure warm-ups, classes, and there's so much that goes into that, and people don't understand, like, there's a lot on a coach's side to do that. And I like that challenge.
Yeah, isn't that what like CrossFit's all about at the heart? Prepare for the
CrossFit.
unknown and the unknowable.
Right.
So yeah, I think there's a big carryover there. Like when you're coaching, and you can't always have this great athlete. You got people that have all kinds of issues, and you got to be able to adapt and make sure they get a good workout, make sure it's safe, and that they're meeting, what your goals are for them, and some mixture of their goals.
Yeah, and
awesome.
like in college, I remember like kids, all they wanted to do was work with high-level athletes in their programs like that. But like, how can you teach a high-level athlete if you can't teach the basics to someone who hasn't ever learned how to do a squat? You know what I mean? Or hasn't ever worked out ever, and they're 45 years old and they want to get fit again.
Yeah, I think it goes back to saying like any high-level athlete. If you look at anybody who's good at any sport, they come around. Their training is very cyclic. They go, they're not always doing these crazy new things. They go back and get really good at the fundamentals, right? They get really, I forget who says it all the time, but get really good at the mundane. Be masters of the mundane. I think that is a term. I can't remember where I got that. So anyway, so you got into CrossFit, you loved it.
Started coaching.
You're doing a coaching job.
I also on the download too. I wanted to compete in the long run. I saw just like any athlete wanted to look into competing after I wasn't playing football. So I actually was doing the classes. I was doing 6 a.m. for a long time. I would come and do 6 a.m. I wanted to do the competitive classes.
I was bad when I could beat Marco in a workout.
Dude, Jimmy, for those who don't know, Jimmy was like the guy to beat. When I first started, no one could beat Jimmy in like any workout with pull-ups or gymnastics, with double unders, like conditioning. Maybe any heavy weight stuff I got you on. But like,
that was before anyone was good.
Well, you were the guy to beat. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
Jimmy beat me in a competition. One of my very first competitions individually.
Oh, was that the one in Lancaster?
And they made Jimmy do a clean and jerk off with some guy who's massive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was crazy.
I remember that because there was like a big gymnastic piece where I got like 8 pistols that
day
because I couldn't do a pistol, and then Jimmy was over there doing like the whole thing like an AMRAP where everybody like he had gone into his second, I think.
That was one of the first competitions where they had bar muscle ups.
That was.
No one could do bar muscle ups. It was pretty fun.
I remember it throughout our history, like up until more recently, Jimmy was always the guy to beat.
Right.
Like because all around.
Well, probably Jenny. Jenny was
well, as far as like when a guy, right?
Right. And a man,
like,
males,
can I beat Jimmy? I remember like the first time that I beat Jimmy in a workout. I can tell you exactly what the workout was, and the first time I ever beat Jenny Butler in a workout. So those were like big deals for
Right.
me, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
I'm like the oldest guy as far as the owners go, not the oldest guy in the gym. At one time, I was probably like the oldest guy in the gym for
Right.
for a while.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now
came in here-
Marco's the guy to beat.
Well, I came in
Marco's
here when
the
you
guy.
guys started this location, and eventually I want to do the competition stuff. And
Yeah.
Jenny just started the competition class, and we had a good group when we first started Fire Breathers. Now it's a competitive class, so I would do that, and I would do the class workouts every week. And then that's when I
you
wanted
were
to
on
do
the you were on the
regionals
team for a few years.
Yeah, we did regionals team. 3 years I was on the team.
And then you went for the big leap.
This was the
Went for the individual.
This was the past year.
So
I
last
finally got it
year,
done. Yeah.
let's talk about the devastation.
Oh my goodness. Oh,
the heartbreak.
Marco's gearing up, going individual.
This was
2016.
So you did our team, and then
3 years. Yep.
for how many years did you do the team?
We did three. I did
3
team 3 years.
Yep. So what made you make a determination? Hey, I want to.
I thought I was ready. I thought I was ready to do it, and I thought
Was it something like you felt like you were just better than everybody else, and you wanted to like, hey,
I thought
you felt like being on a team was holding you back, or did you feel like, hey, you really wanted to see what you could do? Because when you're working with a team, you need teamwork.
Right, exactly.
Right, and sometimes people come on a team or come off a team. I mean, with any team, right? I'm not saying anything was wrong with our team, but like, did you think, like, hey, man, I really want to test myself,
exactly,
and not kind of rely on other people, and see what you got.
That's exactly the
New
words
challenge.
those are the words I would put it in. I think if I didn't have the experience on the team, I wouldn't have been prepared for what I would need to do as an individual, because as a team I could see how individuals went. So I thought I was ready in terms of my training. I had the time to train, I had the time to put in the effort and to grow as an individual. And just comparing myself to everyone else, I'm like, okay, I can be at that level where this individual. You know what I mean? So I thought it was a good time to do it. And when the Open came, I felt pretty good, and it ended up after that year in the Open, I came 23rd in our region.
And how many make it?
20 people make it.
Right. So for people who don't know the CrossFit Games, right, the games that we see on ESPN and things like that, the first level of qualifying competition is what they call the Open, and that's where anybody can compete. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't have a gym, you just have to film yourself, and then you have to submit it for judging. And there's a lot of, I'm not going to get into the back and forth of that. There used to be a time when you would go to sectionals first and then go to regionals. There's a million reasons why I think that they've done away with that. I think a lot of people would like to see that happen again because, one, there is so much open room for cheating in the Open division. But anyway, that's like, we could do a whole show on that. But anyway, the games, we go through the Open. You can do that in affiliate. You could drop bid. You can just film yourself in your garage. And then the top
20. Top 20 from each region.
Get to go on to regionals from there. So since then, they've combined those kinds of things. And the competition's got nothing but harder. Right? Would you agree?
Oh, yeah.
From the time when you first started going on a team, you could see, even though you weren't individual,
last year
is huge.
And then this year has been like the most.
Right. Yeah. But you also, for those who are really in the CrossFit and kind of look at this stuff, the reason why it's becoming so much more competitive because the standards for what they program are so much more intense, so much more harder. It requires people to get more and more out of their comfort zones and try more and more different things and more volume to do that. And so, if you want to compete in that, you have to, you have to do more and you have to experiment with more. And that's what I had to do. So, I just think it's the type of competition right now, just to even get into regionals, that you have to be very, very skilled and high level and experienced. You can't just start, your first year in CrossFit.
You can't hop off the couch.
Yeah, it used to be like that. You could,
absolutely.
You could be
the first year we had the gym, that following summer we took a team. You just showed up at regionals.
Yeah, you just showed up, right?
So,
I remember
that's really cool. So, placing 23rd, and some people will go to teams. So 2 people went on a team that year, and so that left 1 extra spot that I did not get in. So I was 23rd, so 21st and 22nd made it, and there's me at 23rd, and I was on the bubble.
What were your thoughts when you knew, man, you worked. I watched how hard you were working that year. You worked really, really hard. I don't think I've ever seen anybody really work that hard. I mean, you were doing you were following some online programming as well as you've always taken online programming and kind of done some of the things on your own as well. You had a great foundation of starting with us and our programming here. And what were your thoughts like initially when you were like, all right, I didn't make it. What does that mean? Are you already going like, to hell with it, I'm going to come back harder, I'm going to do it next year, this is what I really want? Or were you starting to have some thoughts like, maybe this isn't for me? Maybe I worked as hard as I could, and maybe now I need to look at something else. What were you thinking?
Yeah, I think I can remember just waking up after I officially knew that I wouldn't make it.
Right, because there's a lot of back and forth.
And it was just it was very heartbreaking, but for those who don't know my story, and I did a podcast on all this, I can always reflect back on the worst times in my life or any adversity that I had, and how that can lead to something that's a better opportunity. And I think that's that's a hard struggle for a lot of people. And so if anyone wants to take away anything from this today on a serious note, it's you have to change your mindset from these circumstances that may not be the best and that suck really bad, and you want to hold your head down, and it's okay to do that. Like I was pissed, I was kind of depressed for a week, and then you have to reflect on that and take it of like, how can that make this for a new and better opportunity? So that's what I did.
You have to fail before you succeed.
Failing's okay. Like failing makes you better. Like people shouldn't be afraid of failure. Like we don't. Right? It's how you learn and how you become better. And it's not like we want people to fail, but failure it provides growth. So that's what I took it as, and I thought, hey, I'm right there. I can do it. I just need to do this, this, and that. So I looked at what I wasn't doing, what I needed to do more of to make myself on that better level, and I did. And so I took it as an opportunity to get myself ahead of the game while everyone's preparing for regionals and all this stuff. I started really early with my training, and it paid off within the next year.
I almost feel like you took that this past year kind of more relaxed.
I did
going
because
into the open. And
right.
I could tell you, everyone could kind of tell because you were
right.
You just seemed to perform better, and
I think I put too much pressure on myself to do that, and that created maybe like a decrease in my performance because I thought too much about maybe how I needed to perform, and I used not making it as motivation every time I worked out, but I didn't put pressure on myself within every workout to be like, a Superman or just be like a regional athlete. Even though I know that I could be a regional athlete, I didn't put that pressure on myself.
Were you following like some other athletes in the region and seeing what they were doing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, here's where I am compared to that. So
absolutely. I know a lot of guys in our region.
Yeah.
I'm very, I text some of these guys, on a weekly basis sometimes, and just, fart around and just, talk smack and just see what they're doing, what I'm doing. And it's not like, there's some good energy with everything, and we all want to see each other succeed as much as it is competitive. So it really, I think that experience made me able to sneak in there this year and make it. And that's a whole nother talk we can have, but like just getting there from this year and what to expect after that.
Where do you want to place next year?
Right.
What's
So this
goals?
year you humbly say you snuck in, right? You were seated low in the region, but you got to remember within a year everybody's getting better. So the competition's not getting easier. So I don't look at that.
So what are you going to have to do this year to not sneak in, to kind of get in there?
What are you going to change?
That's good. That's a good question. So one thing I wanted to do after regionals is, like, as any athlete in any sport or just in general, if you're doing all that volume and all that training, this isn't just CrossFit. This is anything. Football, sport, hockey, basketball. Your body does take a toll. I mean, you get a little achy in some places. You get a little beat up. So I wanted to make sure that I just took the next, 2 or 3 months, just do some type of training, experiment with different ways of training to make my body feel better. And I think that's important for any athlete or just anyone in the gym. If you've been doing CrossFit for years and, maybe sometimes you feel a certain way, maybe a little ache, you run down, try experimenting. Not saying don't do CrossFit. I think it's the best methodology out there. It is the best training out there. But not every day I wanted to like, do a hard Metcon and be lying on the ground just like, dying. I don't think you need to do that every day. But you need to have intensity days like that. So I would do just different things where I explore how to, do strength training. And right now I'm doing a lot of aerobic work once a week. And, I just posted something on my Instagram of what I did today. So it's just learning from what I couldn't do at regionals, what I need to do to get better in the open and at regionals, and what I need to do next year coming forward. And I know it was hard to keep up with a lot of those guys. Like I could sustain the first part of the workouts, and then it would be like, and that showed from what I was doing in my training.
I was lucky enough to be down there and watch you, which was a really cool experience. And you could visibly see in each workout, and I think I could pick up on it because I watch you work out all the time. Mm-hmm. You could visibly see where you go, and then all of a sudden, like, whatever is failing starts to fail. Whatever you want to call that, intensity or whatever that piece is, all of a sudden where you're doing great. You're right there with everybody else, and then all of a sudden, like, you can see the run out of gas, whatever you want to call that. So it's pretty cool. And then we talked, before about what you thought you should do moving forward. So it looks like you're doing all that kind of stuff. So
he's got some exciting things coming up.
Yeah. So
tell us about what you have.
We're running low on the clock.
Time.
But going to regional athlete. So your goal is to get back to regionals again.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that keeps me going. I think I planned out my year and how I wanted to attack with training, and I'm going to do that. So
good. If people want to follow you and kind of follow your story, what's the best way to follow Marco and watch him in the next year?
Go on to just go to my Instagram. It's Marco Alejandro, and you can go on my Instagram, follow the Heads and Tails podcast is on there that I did here.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that to everybody. So Marco has a really much deeper story that goes way beyond CrossFit in his earlier years. I don't want to give that away. We really don't have time to give it its due credit, but I'll post a link to that podcast. Who is your friend that does that? The Heads and Tails podcast?
His name's Kevin Song.
Kevin Song.
It was actually kid Craig who came here for a little. He got us. So.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can go to the Instagram. I just posted. I took a little time off posting some stuff. I'll get back into it of what training is, and
So
I post there.
So besides that, what's next?
Yeah, so after regionals, I'm done school. I finished 6 years of college, and I have my degree. And
congratulations.
Just from all my experiences working here, and I took a little time off coaching and experimenting with different types of things, whether it was college strength conditioning or typical corporate personal training. I figured out what I really want to do with my life, and I want to pursue that type of career. And so my goal within this upcoming fall is to have my own affiliate. So I won't go into too much detail with that. I've been doing a lot of work to get to that point.
Where's it going to be?
Well, we will say that for another pod. Let's say that.
Okay, we're not going to give it away.
There's a lot of details into everything and where it's been leading up to.
That's what you're working on.
That is what I'm working on right now. It's been going on actually since after regionals. I've been planning it, and even I've been planning it for a long time in my head. But it's when the time is right. So, just like what you guys have done here, it's motivated me to go on my own track.
Awesome. That's really cool. And so people can still get in on the New You Challenge and get some of your coaching here at 5
a.m. I will still be here. I'm still working out here.
Marco's still working
I've always worked out here for the past, 6 years. It's not like I wanted to leave coaching here. It's just it's important for me to grow and learn some more stuff.
Yeah.
I think as coaches, and you guys, what you guys do, people will know that you guys are always learning and trying to do more and learn more and make yourself better coaches. So,
all the time.
So that's what I want to do.
Every day's a school day. Yeah. Awesome. Well, we wish you a lot of success.
Awesome,
I hope that comes through for you. And I
we'll,
can't wait to hear more.
I'm sure
we'll have another open gym live for that.
We'll stay updated on everything.
All right, guys. Thanks for checking in with us. Again, check out our YouTube channel. If you liked it, give it a like. Share it with some people. And we'll see you next week. Hopefully we see a lot of people at the party this Saturday.
10 a.m. workout.
10 a.m. workout. 11 o'clock we party.
Cool.
And I think that's it.
Are you going to be there?
I'll be there.
Marco will be there. You can talk to him more.
All right, thanks for our studio audience.
Should we take him out with a jingle? Jimmy and Steve. Jimmy and Steve. That was Open Gym with Jimmy and Steve.